Why am I doing this to myself? Y'all know who it is. Jimmy Dore, right here. he everyone's favorite leftist, Jimmy fucking Dore. Oh my god, dude. This man, in case y'all don't know, was at least until dude, it's been within the last 3 to 4 months that Jimmy Dore has became like anti-immigrant, which is insane to me. Like he's like motherfucker's like a 9/11 truther now. He's like he's like anti-immigrant, like he's full right wing, fully right wing, fully, fully. Which, you know what? Listen, there's nothing wrong with being a right winger. Inherently, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, if you are um in your head fucked up, okay, you know what? We can have a conversation about whether you should be a right winger or not. But inherently, there's something wrong. Maybe not right winger. There's nothing wrong with being a conservative. There's something wrong with that. It's just a difference of opinion. Conservatism as a whole is a difference of opinion, right? So I say I say all that to say, okay, that the reason that I cover Jimmy Dore is that he's still pretending that his voice is the voice of progressives and the left, which it's not. So I'm I'm doing this trying to bring light to the fact that Jimmy Dore is not a leftist, and this is a very weird hill for him to die on. Like he hardly it takes a lot for Jimmy Dore to criticize Trump. It takes a lot for him to criticize Trump. And this is the one hill that he's going to die on is about the uh the thing that we got in our arms. Seriously? Really? Let let's see what Dora's got to say. You know what? Maybe I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's see. Let's see. So, better in order for more better streamlined viewing, I'm going to play it at you know what? Fuck it. I just won't pause as much.
Do you think President Trump just thinks he's in too deep now to come out and say anything against?
So I've been so Jimmy, you're forcing me out of the shadows on this one because I'm busy talking to various let's say conservative influencers that have
sure.
aligned to the gentleman about what the heck do we do with his recent posting on Truth Social, in which he came out and endorsed the jab so heavily.
Listen, stop. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna be back in line sucking on Trump's cock within like a month. It's gonna be a month. It's gonna be it's gonna be a month. Y'all are gonna be on Trump's dick again in a month. Okay? Stop. Stop. Just stop pretending. Everybody already knows that y'all are going to be on Trump's meat again within a month, including Jimmy Dore. You wanna know why? Because it makes y'all money. That's why. Because it's not about telling the truth for you guys. It's about money.
Talked about how it's now curing cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great job he did. And that and he ridiculed Biden for and basically taunted him, saying that Biden wouldn't have had a jab. He didn't say that a vaccine product if Trump hadn't done everything that he had done.
One of the few good things that I give Trump credit for, and these fucking idiots are not able to they the anti shot in our arm movement, since I'm on YouTube, I can't say the other word. Um the anti-shot in your arm movement, right? That gets money. There is money to be made there, and they're tapping into that money because people will donate to candidates, to ideals. It's a whole fucked up thing. It's a whole fucked up thing. It's a whole fucked up thing. Uh, and like I said, they're gonna be back to coddling Trump's fucking ball sack in a month.
So with this one post that um, dropped, I think the day after the infamous State of the Union address.
Who y'all are having this like principled stance against Donald Trump, this principled stance against Trump. This is the one issue that you choose to break with him on. Is this is is like one of the few good things that Trump did. This is where you choose to break with him, not for taking money from the Saudis, not for taking money from China, not for, being affiliated with Island Man, not for being friends with the Clintons, not for literally making it that the system was rigged in his favor for so long. Oh, did I also mention that he showed classified documents to the Saudi crown prince and the Saudi government? Did I mention that when he was out of office? Did I also mention that he took another $132 million funneled into his golf course that he personally pocketed for himself to host a Saudi golf tournament? Jimmy didn't cover that, though, did he? Jimmy did not cover that. He didn't. That happened in 2021. I was still sub to Jimmy then. So there's so many things to call him out on, but they choose the one issue that he actually did something good on. It doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. You want to know why? Because this argument gives them money.
Mr. Trump created just a shitstorm among the people that have been basically holding their nose and saying, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump instead of RFK because Trump, even though we don't like the fact that he is responsible for the jab, he is a better manager. He is knowledgeable. He's a potential wartime president. He's going to be able to fight the deep state more effectively. All this relative to RFK. And so there's a whole cohort.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Donald Trump fighting the deep state. Oh, my God. Dude, I fucking wish. I want to live in this world that MAGA lives in, where like Donald Trump created this like anti-establishment utopian country where like the establishment was gone and we were all living in this peaceful, wonderful world. And I want to live in that reality because I don't think they live in empirical reality, y'all. I don't think so. I have a friend of mine. Shout out to him. I talk to him on Messenger almost daily, and he sent me a post about like a week back showing that Hillary Clinton basically, in a way, endorsed Donald Trump for president back in 2013. Okay, and when I said, yeah, if I didn't want to vote for him, I'm definitely not now. He said that he agreed. Now, this is someone who I won't say, I mean, he's told me himself he's starting to not fully like Trump now, but he's still basically within the Trump camp, which he's one of like those people that like you can have a conversation with, so I don't judge him for that. But the thing is that he said that by Hillary Clinton saying that that it's actually making him question whether he's going to vote for Trump. So Hillary Clinton is part of the deep state. Bill Clinton is part of the deep state. Are you going to sit here and tell me that Trump's not part of the deep state? Motherfucker, he is the deep state. He is the establishment. These people are stupid, and there are stupid people who follow these people. they're either stupid or they're willfully ignorant. It's either one of those two.
Of conservatives that are now in a real bind because of this tweet from Mr. Trump. And you just put the pin in it when you said, what's going on here, and why this and why this issue. There's three observations, and I'm not a Donald Trump's head either, thank God. So I don't know what he's thinking, but it did sound like he was reacting to some of the things that he heard in the State of the Union address that pissed him off. However,
okay.
I just
Hey,
Googled.
it also came right after Super Tuesday. And so a case can be made that he felt that he was now on safe ground because he passed through the Super Tuesday funnel. Not that that was ever going to be that much of a filter for him.
The fucking excuses and the way that these people bend over backwards to defend Donald Trump is actually insane to me. Like, there's only so many defenses that you can make. At a certain point, you just gotta get the fuck over it. Like, this is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid.
And so he could let his hair down a little bit, so to speak. Yeah, thanks for the laugh. That was gratuitous, but I'll tell you. And I'm not a comedian, so forgive me, Jim. It did come right after Super Tuesday, and it just reeked of a big pharma donor. So I don't know what the
You just figured that out? It took you this long to figure that out? Yo, I've known that since I was 15. I've known that since I was 15. And I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm an asshole who still lives in an apartment with his mom, bro. And I know that. It takes a Google search. You're a doctor? What kind of a doctor are you? How did you get your degree, my guy?
motivation was here. I don't know what the backstory is. I just know that as somebody who has been cautiously walking a tightrope in this space, believing that Mr. Trump is the best option currently to address the huge problems we have with the deep state right now.
I can't, bro. I can't. Is he being serious? Is he actually joking? Is he being serious? I am inclined to believe that he's actually not being genuine here, that he's just making shit up. Because if he's being serious, that's a level of delusion that I want to get to so that I can live my life without having to worry about problems. Like, I wish that I could live like this. I actually genuinely do. That I could live with my head being so clouded and me being so brain dead that I can't see empirical secular reality. There has to be some form of sickness in order for you to believe that Donald Trump is the answer to defeat the establishment. My God, he literally, in his 2017 tax cuts, 83% of the benefits went to his friends at Wall Street. When he came into office, the CEO of Exxon was his Secretary of State. John Bolton was his Secretary of War. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And there are going to be people who are like, well, Trump's against the deep state. No, he's not. He is the deep state. He is the deep state. And this is the part that I wouldn't say it like angers me. I'm not angry. It's just fascinating how people are so easily fooled, especially in this day and age. We're all put into the internet, y'all. Do a Google search. Look up information. I beg of you, please. Find your own opinion. Don't listen just because Jimmy Dore says that he's an independent media. He's not. He answers to people too.
And the World Health Organization and the WEF. Remember, he bravely took stances then that he was ridiculed for that now, in retrospect, look prescient. They look like they were brilliant.
Yeah.
And very much foreshadowed where we're at right now. So there's a lot, as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot.
Stances against what? Stances against what? Who? Who did he stand against? Every step of the way, the establishment told him what to do and he didn't. You could argue the First Step Act, maybe, like where he bucked the establishment. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Like I said, the shots in the arm. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know? I really don't understand where these people are coming from.
A lot to like about Mr. Trump. I haven't endorsed anybody, but I've been carefully walking a line in case I get called to duty at some future conservative administration. I don't want to piss anybody off. But then he came out with this posting, and it not only was a problem for me because I've been speaking favorably of him, despite my strong position regarding the ethics and the lack of scientific merit, in my opinion, for continuing with this product. But I'm still perplexed about why and about what can be done to help Mr. Trump to see through the propaganda and to see, for instance, the vaccine injured.
I'm not laughing at the injured part. I'm laughing. Help Mr. Trump see reality. One of the few things that he actually sees reality on is the thing that you want him to not see. So you want him to be completely and totally against reality, not like 98% against reality. And like on this one thing, he actually did something good that saved lives and that he should get credit for. And it's probably the best thing that he did throughout his entire presidency. Like the best thing was Operation Warp Speed. That was the best thing that he could have done, and that's the best thing that Trump did do. Credit to him. Credit to him. Okay, massive credit to him. Okay, he saved lives. Biden finished it. Okay, all right. Okay. Do you know how many injured people said that they were injured because they were paid because they were paid to say it by people that are anti shots in the arm? I'll give you an estimated guess. Or sorry, I will I'll just take an estimated guess for a second before I tell you. 94% of people that claim that they were injured were paid by a lobby in Washington. That's set on literally being anti-vax. It's proven. It's proven. So 94% of those people were paid off to say that. And it was proven that they didn't have injuries. So I say that to say, is that what you're citing as a doctor? Because if that's what you're citing as a doctor, then you should have your title stripped for malpractice and for spreading misinformation. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
and recognize that they're there, to see the damage that has been caused by this and this set of policies. And to what is most bizarre is that he functionally, with this statement that these mRNA products are now curing cancer, he functionally endorsed both the industry and Peter Marks at the FDA,
Ugh.
who's been behind a lot of shenanigans, because Peter Marks is advocating that we have another Operation Warp Speed for cancer.
Yeah.
So
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's end cancer. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. Are you pro cancer, bro? Are you pro? Robert Malone, y'all. Robert Malone, Jimmy Dore. They're pro cancer.
your kid, I didn't know this. So Peter Marks at the FDA is saying, by the way, did he already work for Pfizer?
He's the one that Peter
No.
Corey told us was like, we do this just to do it, work on these viruses. Was not him?
I'm not maybe. So
That wasn't him.
go ahead, doctor. You want to say something?
Yeah, so Marks has had a charmed career. He is a member of the National Academy of Sciences now, or National Academy of Medicine. He was very rapidly promoted within FDA. He absolutely was the person, together with the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, that came up with Operation Warp Speed. He absolutely has been advocating that OWS, which is such a success in his opinion, is now needs to be repurposed for cancer.
Based.
And so we need to
Based.
accelerate by dropping a lot of these.
Based. Make a fucking cancer vaccine. Based. It'll do more good than harm. Based.
Burdensome FDA regulations.
Oh God.
That's his claim to fame, is he's been advocating that we need to drop a lot of the FDA regulations.
By the way, I just wanted to tell you, Jimmy Dore and Kurt Metzger are quadruple times. Jimmy claims that he didn't get a third or fourth one, but his card that got leaked online says otherwise. I'm just saying.
So that drugs can come to market more rapidly. So that's this guy is the kingpin at the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research that's been behind all of these things that have happened with the vaccine. And he is someone who identifies with this program. He created it, and he is a staunch defender of it. And he is also in the position of being the gatekeeper for information, for disinformation, as far as I'm concerned, like the withholding of information about myocarditis that's happened throughout the government, and the kind of propaganda push, justification around these products that has been presented to Congress. Peter Marks is the guy.
And so if you're so I'll just make this, you don't have to comment on it, but if you're voting just on the COVID narrative and you're voting on,
why would that be your main thing though? Like, in all seriousness, why would that be your main issue to vote on? It's been 4 fucking years. It's been 4 years. Get the fuck over it. Like, seriously, really, get over it. Get over it. We're not in lockdowns. There's no more mandates. Nothing. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Seriously, if that's your whole thing for why you're voting, get over it. Get over it. We have veterans sleeping on the street. We have kids that are hungry. We have our roads are falling apart. Our pipes are falling apart. Houses are collapsing. There are actual problems in our world. Kids are dying from gun violence. We have people that are overdosing, sleeping out on the street because they're literally drug addicts. Like, we have so many more problems, so many more actual problems that actually affect people. And that's what, if that's really what you choose to focus on, you're selfish. You're selfish. That just is what it is. I'm sorry to tell you, you're selfish. Like, I can respect a conservative who says, I think Biden has increased the size of government. That's what I'm voting for. I can respect that. Do I agree with that? No, but I can respect it. I can respect someone who says, I think that, Trump would be better on, I don't know, immigration. I don't agree with that person, but I can respect it. But if your whole thing is COVID narrative bullshit, that's what you're voting on. Shut the fuck up, okay? Just shut the fuck up.
On vaccines,
As
and
many people say they will.
it would be RFK Jr. would be your guy way over Donald Trump, because Donald Trump keeps doubling down on his horrible, horrible position on his Operation Warp Speed and all the other stuff. Whereas RFK knows that stuff inside and out, and he can tell you why it's wrong. He can ask the questions that guys like Peter Marks and Hotez and Fauci can't answer. RFK Jr.
Yes.
knows those questions because he knows the answers to those questions. Those
Yes.
guys also know the answers to those questions, but they know if they give you the answer to those questions, it will reveal them to be fraud.
Here's the paradox. I'm glad we're getting into politics. This is much more interesting than what makes RNA work. So imagine this voter, undecided, on the fence, trying to make some decisions, who's now presented with the rematch. And is that voter going to vote for RFK because they're so concerned with the damage that they experienced from the whole COVID mismanagement?
I promise you that that's not happening. I promise you that that's not happening. That's not happening. That is not going to happen. There is no way that people would defect from Donald Trump because of this. There is just no way. People might be outraged, but it's not going to last. It's not going to, it's fucking March. It's March. It's not going to last until November. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not going to happen. Biden and Trump are the two most viable candidates. That just is what it is.
Is that voter going to choose RFK over Donald Trump because of this one issue?
Not happening. That it would be funny. It would be hilarious, but it's not happening. I will literally on the Roller Rome cast go sub to my other channel. I will literally eat a hat on stream if Robert Kennedy Jr. gets more votes in any state than Donald Trump does. Robert Kennedy is taking more votes from Biden because of his family's legacy within the Democratic Party. He is not. There is nobody defecting from Donald Trump. There is not. There's not. Okay. I'm sorry to tell you, there are people that are not defecting from him.
Or is that voter going to say, this would be throwing my vote away to place it with RFK Jr., and I'm going to go with what I see as the lesser of two evils, which, no matter what you think about Mr. Trump's positions during his term in terms of accelerating the product, he isn't the one that was out there at the podium saying, get this shot, or you should be isolated.
Who locked down the country? Who was the one that locked down the country? There's no way that this guy is doing a lesser of two evils but flipping it around that Trump is the lesser of two evils. There is no way. There's no way. I've officially heard it all now at the age of 23 years old. I have officially heard everything. For the longest time since I have been in this sphere, everyone is like, vote for the, generic Democrat. They're the lesser of two evils. I have never in my life ever heard anybody ever say that Donald Trump was the lesser of two evils. Can't tell if he's being genuine because this is stupid. This is asinine. This is unbecoming of a doctor.
Forcing people to take them, get this and it will stop the virus, all of that propaganda, that was all coming out of Biden, not Trump. And so is this hypothetical swing voter going to feel that they would be tossing away their vote to RFK as opposed to going with somebody who has a proven track record of standing up against the globalists and has a bit of a bone to pick after all the harassment?
Standing up against the globalists? Oh my god, dude. I need alcohol. It was just St. Patrick's Day last night. I could go for some alcohol. Fuck.
Harassment he's received over the last couple of years, and knows where the bodies are buried, knows what he has to do because he got so stymied last time, and is supported by this big effort that's coming out of so many different conservative groups right now to make sure that he has a depth at the bench when he does his appointments and he doesn't end up inadvertently appointing a bunch of deep staters again. If that.
So he just admitted that Trump appointed a bunch of deep staters the first time. So what would change this time? Nothing would change this time. He would appoint even more people deeper within the deep state. What's gonna change? Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. Y'all are delusional. Delusional.
In fact, what
like he did
happened.
like he did the first time.
I can
Right,
answer
and
this.
so if that's the case, is this hypothetical voter going to be willing to go with RFK? And the polls are suggesting that it might be the case. The polls, and there was just an essay out from the British journal Unheard, making the case that Bobby could be finally the person in a position to disrupt the two-party system in the United States. Now, I think that's highly unlikely, but could Bobby possibly capture enough electoral college to deny either Trump or Biden 270, which then throws?
No, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. No. As much as I would like for that to happen, despite the fact that I don't agree with RFK on a lot of things. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not. I'd be very shocked.
Throws it into the House, and God only knows what happens then. Because as I read the Constitution, it's not clear, what transpires then. It's one vote per state. I'm not clear who's going to appoint the electors. It's going to be a hot mess if it goes to the House.
No, Kurt, go ahead. Kurt,
Okay, so
Kurt's got something to say.
I Googled when you said, Trump saying vaccine cures cancer because I hadn't heard. That's insane. So the first thing that pops up is Newsweek. Fact check. Are COVID vaccines being used to beat cancer? Claimed by Joe Biden, I guess is the State of the Union. Fact check by Newsweek. True. Wait. So Trump's also saying that because he wants the credit for these amazing cancer-curing vaccines.
Right.
This is from The Hill 4 days ago. Trump's vaccine rhetoric worries public health experts. Why? He's saying the same thing. Because during a recent campaign rally, he said he's going to cut funding for any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. So Trump is on board that the vaccine cures whatever the hell that was.
There are no more. Yo, Kurt is the angriest dude I've ever met. Listen, Kurt, I used to be angry too, okay? I have some recommendations for you. First of all, quitting drugs and alcohol really helps. One. Two, get yourself a hot girlfriend. That helps. Three, stop living at Jimmy's house. It it will not bring you any more peace. Living with Jimmy, having to stare at Steph constantly. Just move out of just move out of your dad's house. It's it's about time for you to move out of your dad's house, Kurt, okay?
Was they're calling him anti-vax because he's against the
Because
mandates
he's-
and the mask bullshit.
That's right.
So I think actually he could draw the votes, is what I'm saying from seeing this, because they're going to make it out that he's against the vaccine.
Yeah.
And people that know,
So people right
people don't
now,
know he said this.
people right now think people who are what I consider Democratic voters, consumers of CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, and MSNBC, they think Trump is anti-vax for some, and that it's the craziest thing. And I have to always explain to him, no, he's wanted credit for the vax ever since it was introduced.
Yes.
He's not going to get credit, so they are going to vote for him.
It pisses him off that he doesn't get the credit.
Yeah.
Say it again.
It pisses Trump off that he doesn't get enough credit for his achievement.
Yeah, that is it. That is right.
He's not on board for lockdowns, all that other bullshit, and that's why they're calling him anti-vax. Which, by the way, how crazy is that to be against the lockdowns that definitely were not helpful? And the mask, people on C-SPAN still have on the masks that don't work.
I know.
They don't even have N95. These morons.
I know.
I'm telling you, right now they are doubling down on the propaganda big time. There was a piece out from MedPage today. Paul Offit has put out a video about this, and in particular, they're doubling down on denying that the virus emerged from the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Oh, you're kidding!
That it was part of gain of function.
Well, it's good.
Yeah.
That's where I ended. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I do want to look at the comments, though. This is my biggest issue with Trump. He knows, at the very least, knows now how bad the jabs are. He still endorses them. Narcissists will never ever admit that they make a mistake. Trump is the greatest controlled opposition and psyop the world has ever seen. I fell for it for a time, but I see through it now. Trump could seriously affect his voters' decisions in the election if he doesn't swallow his pride and admit he got taken in. This is a huge deal to the people, which he should not ignore. My only issue with Trump is his stance on this. That's your only issue, Bodie? That's your only issue? No, sorry, bodies. That's it. That's your only issue with him. See? It shout out to you. At least you have something, another reason. This is the major thing I'm disappointed with Trump on. His ego can't admit that this was a mistake. This is what pisses you off? Is this? It's this? Left wing, right wing, both are on the same vulture. Guess who is the prey? Fuck. Oh my god. Just lost my vote. Oh my god. Oh my god. The sickness on these people is insane. That cost me about 30 minutes of my life that I'll never get back.